people in the YouTube world, you already know who it is. You already know what it is. It's your boy B, and I'm right back about you cats with another video, man. What's up? It's been a minute since I last seen you cats. It definitely was earlier this week on Sunday. I came in here live, and I had one of my biggest lives. We got like 2,500 people on the check-in. I was showing you guys what it was like during the snowstorm out here. And I got sick, y'all. I got sick. I was actually on this block when somebody told me to eat some damn GMO snow. I ate the GMO snow, and it got me sick for like 2 days, man. So that's why I wasn't on live yesterday, because I was sick as a dog, my people. It knocked me out for a couple of days, yo. I think I had the flu or something. But we back. We're definitely back. And today represents the coldest day of the year so far, man. Out here in Freeport, New York, which is Nassau County, a suburb of New York City. My people, the newscasters and my weather app said that it's about 8 degrees out here today, man. So it's most definitely freezing. Most definitely freezing, my people. But we tracking it, and we trekking it, We trekking. We out here in this snow, doing what we gotta do in this cold weather. The snow really not the issue, man. What really happens is the ice. It's the ice. Once this stuff start freezing up, that will most definitely get to you, my people. And we taking it easy today, man. We definitely taking it easy because it is a lot of ice out here. And if you're not careful, you can most definitely become a victim, man. You know, you can most definitely become a victim. So how are we dressed out here to stay warm in this ice and in this cold weather? I got on 2 coats, long johns, a shirt. I got some a sweater on, a damn scarf, a hat, and a hoodie. So we're well protected. And actually, it don't even feel like it's that cold out here. Not yet. But I know the further I walk, the more cold I'm going to get. But I try to think warm thoughts just to stay warm, my people. And we got 10 people on the check-in. When you come in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if this is the type of material that you like. And what type of material is that? I'm just a regular dude, a regular guy who speaks about daily progression from day to day and just day-to-day topics, man. Just day-to-day topics. We got somebody on the check-in. Somebody said cold. Yes, very, very cold. Out here in Nassau County, the weather say that it's 8 degrees outside. 8 degrees. So like I said earlier, man, I'm dressed in layers. I got long johns on. I got a regular shirt on, a hoodie, a sweater, 2 coats, a scarf. So I'm not really feeling too much cold, but I know it's definitely cold out here, my people. Definitely cold, you know? So y'all know how I do. I got to keep the integrity of the show up. And that is, we speak about that 10%, which is the health. We also speak about work. And we speak about personal growth, and that can be topics. And since it's so cold, I'm going to keep the topics light today. And I put on my YouTube page that I am going to be live on Saturday night at Madison Square Garden for the Teofimo versus Stevenson fight. You know, who y'all got in that fight if y'all boxing enthusiasts? I'm going to speak about some of the 3 best nights that I ever had of boxing. That's going to be the topic. But first, let's talk about the health. All right. And y'all know I got diabetes. My diabetes have been okay. I've been taking my shots. I've also haven't drank for the last maybe week or so, which is real good. And my body feels good aside for the flu that I'm getting over. So that's on point, and that is official, my people. Next, we speak about work. And work was kind of stressful yesterday, man. Like I told you guys, I was under the weather, but I did do some work from home, man. And people are looking again into the stuff that our department is doing. And sometimes I feel attacked, man. I feel attacked because we're on point, but people are looking under every single stone trying to find something wrong. And you guys know, as well as I'm sure that they know, man, I'm one of the hardest working people there. And the way we have things set up is that upper management, like I'm kind of middle management, right? Where I still deal with the regular workers. And when I say regular workers, I'm talking about management, like lower management, and also like just the analysts. I deal with them people. Meanwhile, upper management deals with like the board, and they make sure that those things are being taken care of. So what happens is I'm the person who has to answer for the day-to-day activities, my people. I'm the person who answers for the day-to-day activities. So they will ask me questions, and now I got to answer them. And when I train people, I'll train you and I'll check up on you maybe every once in a few minutes, every month, once in a while. So I'll train you, and for the first month, I'll check up on your work. But once I see that everything is good, I'll check up sporadically. Yesterday, we were being audited, and there was a report that I trained somebody to do. Now I'm hoping that I could just send that report to the people who need to make decisions, and they see that everything is on point. But I look back on it, man, and it definitely wasn't being done. And I felt bad because I was the one who had to stay up last night. So yesterday I worked from let's say 9 o'clock in the morning to almost 9, 10 o'clock at night trying to correct the mistake that somebody made. Somebody said, jump in the snow. I don't think we're going to be doing that, bruh. We ain't going to be doing that. Somebody said, hi, what's going on? The person who said, hi, Leonard Martin said, hi, what's going on? Jeffrey Palmer said, jump in the snow. I'm not jumping in the snow today, but if you go back to my live on Saturday or Sunday night, I fell in the damn snow. So if y'all want to see me jump in the snow, go to that live, look at it, and I fell, man, My body was sore after that. I don't know if it was from the flu or for me falling twice. Because on my way home from the snow and the ice on Sunday, I fell twice, man. And my body was definitely killing me. Definitely killing me. And if you listen closely to my voice, y'all can hear some of that flu still coming up out me, man. Still coming up out me, man. You dig? So yeah, back to that situation. So I kind of felt kind of bad. And this snow still looked nice, like you could ski on this snow, for real. But, it felt bad because I had to go out and correct all of that work. So today, when I go in, I'm most definitely going to have to, reprimand that person. Not so much reprimand, but retrain them. Retrain them, because that's not right, man. It's not right for me to have to go back and do all of that work when the person didn't do what they were supposed to do. So that's done. Work is done. And I put on my live again that I'm going to be live on Saturday at Madison Square Garden at the fight. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. It's going to be Jersey versus Brooklyn. Are you guys big boxing fans? Are you guys big boxing fans? No or yes? And where you're coming in from, man? Where you checking in from? What city are you guys checking in from? Somebody on the check-in said, are you having trouble sleeping, family? Or are you normally up this early? No problem sleeping. On my way to work, on my way to work. I work in Queens. I try to get in before everybody to give myself a little bit of time to work, because I'm one of those people who like to get in early, and I don't like no distractions. I like to get my stuff done, have everything done before everybody else get up. When everybody else is groggy in the morning, I like to have my energy, That's one of my advantages in this world. The fact that I get to almost every place early, scope out the scene, see what's going on. And in general, when you get to meetings or you get to work or anything, you get early and you set up your camp and set up shop, chances are they're going to be moving to your pace. And that's one of my little secret advantages that I like to get, Somebody said, oh, okay, I feel you. I rock it the same way. Exactly. Somebody said they agree. Yes, sir. So I like to get to everything early, man. You know what I mean? Meetings, all that type of stuff early, just to set up so I can get comfortable. And then people are really going by, the standard that I set and the mood that I set and the pace that I set. Damn, this is the same trap I went into last week. Look at this, a mountain. And I don't want to get wet. So, all right, we're going to jump over this. And we made it. Yeah, so now we're going to get into this boxing, man. Who y'all got for the fight on Saturday, man? If y'all are into boxing, Shakur or do you got Teofimo? Shakur or Teofimo? Now, I'm from New York, so everybody think I'm going to be rocking with Teofimo. And I like Teofimo, yo. I like Teofimo. He had one bad fight against my man from down under. Who was that he lost to? Forgot homeboy name, you know? But Devin Haney beat that cat, and he lost a few fights. But I think it was an issue of Teofimo not stepping up to the plate and performing the best that he could perform, you know what I mean? Because I seen Teofimo beat Lomachenko. And at the time, Lomachenko was a beast. You feel me? That was the Matrix, Lomachenko. He was doing stuff at lightweight that I saw only Roy Jones do, Mayweather's, only the James Toney's, like some of the greatest fighters do, you know? So Teofimo, he definitely showed me that he was a great fighter when that happened. Somebody said, how far do you have to walk? I'm going to the train station. Somebody said, hey, yo, twin, why did the number go to the hospital? Why did the number go to the hospital? Because he was at a 6'7". That was a good one. Thank you. That was a good one. Gave me a good laugh, man. Gave me a good laugh. How far is this walk going to the train station? It ain't that far. It's a little bit over a mile. I walk in the morning, every morning. I do this around 4:30 in the morning. You feel me? So yeah, back to the boxing. I personally think that this is going to be a tough fight, man. Going to be a tough fight. This is Shakur Stevenson's toughest fight to date. He is someone who people think going to take over the pound-for-pound boxing after my boy retired. So we're going to see. But we're going to talk about the three biggest memories that I ever had of boxing matches. And these go way, way, way back, I'm not going to talk about the Mike Tysons back when I was like 10, 11 years old, because I was very, very young. Those are some of the memories I have of my grandfather, some of my uncles who have passed away, some of the people on the block who are not with us anymore. So, of course, those are going to rank the top. The Tyson fights, the Terry Norris fights, those type of fights, those rank the top. But, again, I was probably like 10, 11, 12, and I don't really remember them. So we'll talk about the number 3 fight that I like the most, right? And that fight happened back in September of the year 2001. And anybody who's been around that long, y'all know exactly which fight I'm talking about. And it was a fight that also happened at the Garden. And that was between my boy, the executioner, Bernard Hopkins. He fought Felix Trinidad. Now, this was a hell of a fight, my people. And if y'all remember, September 11th happened the same week that the fight was supposed to happen. So New York was shut down during that time, and they postponed the fight. So they put it on, I think, 2 Saturdays after September 11th happened, because September 11th happened. The fight was supposed to happen on that Sunday and that Saturday, and they put it off for, I think, 2 weeks or a week or so. And, that fight happened. And it was a fight where I was working at Sports Authority. I was working with a bunch of Puerto Rican dudes who really loved them some Felix Trinidad. And at the time, people was thinking that Felix Trinidad could beat Roy Jones. And I remember debating my friends like, hell no, ain't no way Trinidad could beat Roy Jones. And the executioner basically stopped us all from thinking that, because he put on such a dominant performance during that fight. And I will always remember that fight, because we had the fight, my uncle, my cousin, well, he's one of my older cousins, so I call him my uncle Bug, or my cousin Bug. He threw the fight at his house. And we had a whole bunch of people over there that night. And what I noticed about fights, the fights are usually good, but what makes them better is the atmosphere. And that was just a great atmosphere. It was a whole bunch of us over there watching the fight. We had a great, great, great time. And the executioner knocked him out, man. And I definitely wasn't thinking that was gonna happen. Definitely didn't think that was gonna happen. So that's my number 3 fight of all time that I can remember. Felix Trinidad against Bernard Hopkins. My number 2 fight of all time. This is a surpriser, man. I was dating a girl from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I went to her crib. Well, she went home because we both went to college at Hofstra. And we traveled to Cambridge to go, she was going to visit her father. You dig? Somebody said, somebody said, right, exactly. So the next fight that I remember was in Cambridge. I forget the year, but this is the second fight between Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tarver. Now, going into this fight, y'all know Roy Jones was my favorite fighter. Like I said, I was in love with me some Roy Jones, man. He was flashy. He was a beast. The way he spoke was just official. He played basketball like me. He rapped, and I thought I was a rapper at the time, freestyling. Roy was just an ill dude, man. Roy was one of them. He was just a generational talent. You feel me? So the first fight happened with him and Tarver. It was a close fight, I thought Roy took him lightly, and I thought he didn't take him too seriously. And the first fight, I believe I don't know, I think it was the draw. Was the first fight a draw? Y'all remember that? What they say? You ever watch McDonald versus Robbie Lawyer? Nah, I never watched that fight, Torres. I never watched that fight, Emmanuel Torres. Never saw that fight. Yeah, so I kind of, my memory is blank. I think, was it a draw or did Roy win that first fight? I don't remember, but I just know it was controversial. And I thought Roy was going to take the second fight a lot more careful and seriously. And I thought he was going to just dominate Tarver like he dominated everybody else. And I remember they asked him, do you have any more questions? Or they asked him, do you have anything to say? And Tarver was like, you got any excuses tonight, Roy? And that made me so mad. I was like, man, Roy about to knock this dude out. We're about to dominate him. Boy, was I wrong. So I'm out there in Cambridge, Massachusetts, right? Roy gets dropped and dominated. Yo, I could not believe what I was seeing. That was the first time when my favorite boxer got knocked out. And I was like, oh my God, son, what's up with Roy? It was a terrible, terrible, terrible night boxing for me. When I saw Roy Jones get knocked out, oh shit, look at this. I can't even go this way, son. Damn. All right, I'm gonna have to go a whole nother way. I'm gonna have to cut through the police station, y'all. Pray for me. I'm gonna have to cut through the police station. Where we at with it? Say, you lucky you ain't see me over there in them streets. Somebody said, I'm lucky I ain't seen. What you would have done to me, man? Elijah, what is that? Elijah Bonellos? What you would have done to me, man? He said, I'm lucky I ain't see you in the streets. What you would have did to me, bro? Damn, man. I don't hurt nobody. I don't cause no harm to no one. Don't do nothing bad to me, So, yeah. So I saw Roy get knocked out, man, and it hurt me. It hurt me to this day to see Roy get done like that, Ultimately, he did get knocked out a few more times after that, but I ain't like that, man. And I think the third fight, Tarver beat him again, But ultimately, Tarver did become one of my favorite fighters, man, because Tarver was a beast, and Tarver wasn't no joke, you know what I mean? And then I kind of felt Tarver's plight because he was always a good fighter. He just had, like, promotional problems, things like that. So he never got his just due in boxing. I believe he is a Hall of Fame boxer now, so that he definitely earned that, But coming up, it was definitely hard for Antonio Tarver. And to see him knock out Roy Jones like that, that definitely kind of hurt me, my people. Definitely kind of hurt me. The next, and my number 1 night of boxing. Now, this fight isn't one of the best fights in the world, but it involved one of my favorite fighters ever, And I tell you, my first fight that I seen this dude fight, I believe it was against Emmanuel Augustus, the drunken master, Floyd Mayweather, man. So I remember just one day watching Broadway boxing, and they used to throw on different boxing matches. And I just seen Floyd Mayweather box one time. And I loved his style of boxing, man. That defensive first, the counter punching. And this was Pretty Boy Floyd. This wasn't Money Mayweather. You know, Money Mayweather, he was kind of boring. You know, he had brittle hands. He wasn't throwing the punches that, putting together combinations like that. So this wasn't the same Floyd Mayweather that I first started watching. You know what I mean? I watched Pretty Boy Floyd. And Pretty Boy Floyd to go toe-to-toe with you, man. He'll go toe-to-toe with you. And he was very exciting. Somebody on the check-in said, my first fight night, I took on 8 other people and I won. I was like, he said it was like Batman. Somebody said shadow box for us real quick. I ain't gonna do that. I gotta make this train. I got 6 minutes to make the train. I'm out of breath, man. Damn. Woo. I told you I was recovering from the flu and just walking and talking, man. This is something I do every day. But it's bothering me today. My chest is burning. My lungs are burning. I ain't feeling right, man. I should have probably stayed home. But I decided to push it further, man. Definitely decided to push it further. So it is what it is. And I am kind of out of breath, man. I got to walk up these steps. So I would shadow box for y'all and show y'all a little something. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do it today. Damn, y'all, I'm really out of breath. Wow. Somebody said stop smoking. Nah, I don't smoke, kid. I don't smoke. I do not smoke. Somebody said, what up? What's going on, my people? Somebody said the flu was no joke, man. He's right. The flu damn sure ain't no joke. Somebody said, you got your chest covered? Yeah, I got my chest covered. It's covered. I got a scarf on. I got on a hoodie. I got on a sweater and 2 coats. So I'm kind of like sweating under this damn stuff. And I really don't feel the cold, but I definitely feel the cold air on my lungs. Yo, damn, man, I'm really out of breath. Yo, this is crazy. Wow. It's never really happened to me. Woo. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to talk about the last night of boxing. That's between Floyd and Arturo Gatti. And rest in peace to Gotti, man. Gotti was a very exciting fighter, man. He was a dude straight from Jersey, just like Stevenson. But I think he represented Atlantic City. Like, a lot of people loved him in Atlantic City. Like, when Floyd went out there was more people rooting for Gotti than they was rooting for Floyd. You know what I mean? But Floyd definitely got in that ass. That was one of the nights where I think Floyd put everything together. He was counter-punching. He was throwing power punches. Buddy McGurk, he's from Long Island, yo. Shout out to Buddy McGurk. Long Island just like me, Buddy McGurk. And he was Gotti's trainer. But there was nothing that Buddy McGurk could do to save Gotti from what Floyd did to him. You know what I mean? That night of boxing was very, very, very exciting. And again, I had a whole bunch of my friends over. My family was over. My shorty was over. Man, we was just having a great, great time during that fight. You know what I mean? And y'all could go back and look at some of the highlights, man. Some of the stuff Floyd did in that fight, you ain't gonna see again. Terrence Crawford showed me some of those spurts of greatness that Floyd showed. But, I rank Floyd above Terrence Crawford. Manny Pacquiao, I had some great nights watching Manny Pacquiao fight also. He was also a great fighter. I went to Vegas one night for the fight that he had with Ricky Hatton. And rest in peace, Ricky Hatton, another great fighter. I thought that Ricky Hatton was going to beat Manny Pacquiao. I thought he had the style to do it. But boy, was I wrong. Manny Pacquiao dropped that boy in spectacular fashion, And I was in Vegas to see it, along with a whole bunch of people in Vegas. And that was one of my favorite nights in boxing. I'm going to read comments before I walk up these steps because I'm going to get up out of here, man. Jesus Christ, son, damn. Somebody said, if you do slip, do the Muhammad Ali shuffle. Love much, straight from Canada. Shout out to my people in Canada, you know what I mean? Shout out to my people in Canada. Somebody said, do the Ali shuffle. Word, Muhammad Ali was a legend. Somebody said, oh my God, if it's so cold, get to a warm place, friend. Yeah, I'm gonna hop on this train real quick. It's gonna be in 2 minutes. That's gonna be some warm, it's gonna be warmer. Somebody said, I'm walking myself to the hospital in St. Louis. It ain't cold. It ain't cold in St. Louis? Word? I would assume that St. Louis is also cold, man. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's freezing out here, kids. It's definitely freezing, 8 degrees. And it's definitely getting to my lungs, man. Damn, son. Whew. All my energy is gone. All right, but I'm about to get off here. The train to be here in like 2 minutes, man. I love you, cats. Thanks to everybody for checking in. I'm gonna go drink some tea or something, man. But we up out here. Thank y'all for checking in. Somebody on the check-in said my aunt is owner. When it's bad, gotta be there. But St. Louis is actually cold. But you adjust. Somebody said it's 34 degrees in Montana. 34 degrees in Montana. Wow. Somebody said, where are you? In Chi-Town? Somebody said it's 30 degrees in Atlanta. He capping. St. Louis is freezing. Yeah, I figured St. Louis is freezing. You know what I mean? Somebody said it's 34 degrees in Montana. Somebody said, where are you in Chi-Town? Nah, I ain't in Chi-Town. I'm in Freeport, Long Island. That is New York. Same place as Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav is from Freeport, just like me. You dig? Somebody said it's warm here in Vegas. What is it like in Vegas? Somebody says 28 in Alaska. Wow, I would think it'd be colder in Alaska. But yeah, we got a cold front, man. The whole week is supposed to be freezing like this, yo. And I think that this is the coldest day of the year so far out here in New York. But I'm out of breath, yo. Damn, kid. I'm straight up out of breath, son. Oh, man. Hopefully no more snow. Yeah, hopefully no more snow. They are predicting that we may get another storm out here. They said we may get another storm on the weekend. You know what I mean? Somebody said it's 43 in Vegas. Man, I wish I was in Vegas. 43 out there. Vegas is actually one of my favorite cities other than New York. You know, I love Vegas. I love New Orleans. That's another one of my favorite cities. So Vegas and New Orleans, those are my two favorite cities outside of New York. Somebody said last week it was negative 20. Damn. Somebody said it's 67. Somebody said 67 in LA. That's what up. 67 in LA. Wow. That's what up. 43 in Vegas. That's what's good. Somebody says negative 300 in Neptune. Damn, that's why I don't think there's no life on Neptune with negative 300. Somebody said, yes, Vegas is great. I've lived here for 11 years. Yeah, I definitely like Vegas, man. I've been to Vegas like 5-6 times, man. I had a honeymoon when I got married. And the first part of it was in Vegas. I spent 5 days in Vegas, and then we went to the Bahamas. You dig? Vegas is definitely one of those cities that speak to me. You feel me? Somebody said it's 104 in Bangladesh. Damn, I don't think I need to go to Bangladesh. But I would love a little bit of heat, man. Would love a little bit of heat, you know? What time is it for y'all? Over here, it is 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning. So now, this is the train, man. You feel me? It's finally here. I'm about to hop over here. Thank everybody for checking in. I love y'all. Pray for me. Hopefully I don't got pneumonia or something like that because my chest feel crazy. But peace out, man. I love you, cats. Check me on Saturday because I'll be streaming live from Madison Square Garden at the fight. Peace out, y'all.